BS.
Are you turning 65 soon? At 64 Insurance Group, we know how confusing Medicare can be. Let us guide you through the entire process. And by the way, you don't pay a penny for our services. Don't wait until you're 65 to call. AreYou64.com.
Watch WRDW News at 5:30 weekdays for What the Tech. Sponsored by Augusta Preparatory Day School, leading the CSRA in STEM education.
Hey, it's Anna Christina, and I think it's time for a new year, new you, new mattress. Ring in the new year with a great night's sleep with Jimmy's Home Furnishings. Come shop Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, and Sealy. We're offering free delivery on all mattress purchases. Also, take advantage of up to 40% off select clearance items store-wide, as well as 60-month interest-free financing. Here in Grovetown, located just 2 miles from exit 190. Jimmy's Home Furnishings, where it feels like home.
For generations.
Brett, what are you doing?
Laminating some stuff.
First off, pretty sure that's a federal offense. And second, that's for our customers to laminate their Medicare cards when they come in for a commitment-free consultation.
My bad.
AreYou64.com.
The First Alert Team, the best in Georgia. Live from Augusta. You're watching News 12 at 6 o'clock.
A critical count taking place tonight. Volunteers gearing up to help give a helping hand and hopefully a clearer picture to our homeless population.
The more we know as law enforcement, the more the community knows.
Our top story and more coming up in just a moment. But first, we're starting off with the weather and a warm up in the forecast. Riley, you could feel the difference out there this afternoon.
You could, Richard, even with highs only in just about 10 minutes.
Thank you, Riley. Homelessness is a growing challenge here in Augusta, but it can be hard to measure. That's why the latest point-in-time count is underway tonight as we speak. The annual census helps the city and organizations get a full picture and pinpoint where more resources might need to go. Just hours ago, shelters started counting their own populations, but the work does not stop there. Craig Allison joining us live now. And Craig, we understand dozens of volunteers are getting set for this big count tonight.
Shelter counts and preparations are taking place here at the Center of Hope, the Augusta Rescue Mission, and the Garden City Rescue Mission, and should be wrapping up within the next hour. Then begins the heavy lifting for the nighttime count coming up, where officials and about 80 to 100 volunteers are expected to hit the streets to ask questions, get the count, and provide care to those experiencing homelessness in our community.
It's all hands on deck to find out how many people need a helping hand around Augusta.
It's been enlightening to the community to have that many volunteers that want to see it, and they're going to, pull behind the curtain a little bit.
Commissioner Sean Frantum has been on multiple point-in-time counts and says while the work isn't easy, it's an important part of learning where Augusta's homeless issue stems from.
It's interesting. You learn their different stories. Some of them are stories that'll break your heart because you understand that maybe they just lost a job. They're trying to find work. They're veterans. There's so many different situations, and you truly learn, everybody in your community.
600 care packages were prepared by the Marion Barnes Center. 100 of them were donated by Warren Baptist Church, and they'll be out tonight in the streets for hours. Gathering at 9 p.m., asking questions and getting info till near 6 in the morning. They don't want to miss anyone, and Sean Rhodes with the Richmond County Marshal's Office says the count isn't just to get numbers by the beginning of the year, but to give out life-saving equipment to anyone they encounter when the weather is colder.
There was a time where we could hardly even get volunteers to assist us. In the last few years, I think there's been a big push to educate the community and our partners on the need, and now they have just come out in droves. It is amazing, and everyone is completely excited about getting together tonight, rallying up.
A year-round need that once a year brings dozens together.
We're always going to be able to find better ways to serve the community if we work together.
And for tonight's count, they say they have more than enough volunteers to head out into the night. So the real need is for coffee and food for those volunteers that will be out well into the morning for this count. In Augusta, Craig Allison on your side.
And we appreciate them doing the work. Craig, thanks for the update there from the Salvation Army Center of Hope. Happening now on News 12 at 6 o'clock, Bamberg County leaders holding a special call meeting. They're voting on an emergency ordinance there, and this comes days after the city declared the emergency on Thursday. Earlier this month, an EF2 tornado shredded parts of that small town, leaving some widespread devastation. County officials are also working to see if those with property damage might qualify for FEMA help. We'll let you know when they make that decision. New details tonight about the shooting and chase between Richmond County deputies and a suspect over the weekend. Sunday night, deputies responded to a domestic call with shots fired on Damascus Road around 8:30. When they got there, they say 31-year-old Quandre Davis was holding a gun and shouted they would have to shoot him. Deputies say he fired a gun in an unknown direction and took off when deputies tried to approach him. During the chase, Deputy Diana Santiago fired a shot at Davis while he was running. He was arrested. Deputies say they later found the gun. He was not injured. Davis is charged with aggravated assault on a police officer, and more. As for that deputy who fired the weapon, records show she's worked at the sheriff's office for about 3 years. She's on administrative leave now, which is protocol after a shooting involving a deputy. Taking a live look now at exit 190, I-20 Lewiston Road, where the road and ramp closure for this area has been pushed back again. The closure is now set for February the 8th through the 12th. They expected that work to start this week, but as Riley's been saying, we do have some rain ahead of us in the forecast. It's a project we'll keep watching because it's going to mean a detour for a lot of people at that exit. Tonight, Richmond County investigators are continuing to look into a deadly nightclub shooting. It happened over the weekend on Gordon Highway. It took the life of a 22-year-old man. So what do we know so far? Taylor Martin, live in our newsroom to fill us in.
Well, authorities say 22-year-old Krishawn Martin was shot at least once Saturday. The call came in at about 2 Saturday morning. Officers responded to Wellstar MCG Health, where Krishawn lost his life from the injuries. Authorities say they eventually found the shooting didn't happen at MCG, but at a Club Rain on Gordon Highway. Today, multiple cars were outside of the nightclub, signed as Rain Party Rental. Now, we've reached out to the sheriff's office to see if there are any previous police reports at this address. We don't have that request back yet, but we'll update you when we get it.
Taylor Martin in our newsroom tonight. Taylor, thank you. If you live in Grovetown, advanced voting started today in a special election for the Georgia House of Representatives. It's the District 125 seat. You can cast your ballot at Uchee Creek Library in Grovetown. Advanced voting ends February the 9th. Election day rolls around on the 13th. You can vote Monday through Friday from 8 in the morning until 5 in the evening. If you can't go during the week, there is Saturday voting this weekend and again next weekend from 9 to 5. And as a reminder, this is not a county-wide election. Tomorrow you can meet the candidates during a forum at Grovetown High School. It's tomorrow night, 7 o'clock in the auditorium there. At least 4 of the 5 candidates will be in attendance. We're just a few months away from the Masters tournament, and if you want to work the event, time is running out for you to make that application. The Masters holding its last job expo Saturday. That'll be the 27th from 9 in the morning until 1. That's at the Legends Club on Washington Road, Suite B. They say it's your last chance to learn more about those job opportunities during the first full week of April. Delta Airlines making plans to accommodate more passengers during Masters Week. The airline expanding its schedule to 9 routes. 6 of these are new. So these new nonstop routes include Washington, D.C., Boston, and Austin, Texas. You can also expect flights from New York, Orlando, and more. For a closer look at the flight schedule, head to our website, wrdw.com. The Wrecking Crew helps those with disabilities as young as 6 years old enjoy a more active and interesting lifestyle. That was important to the Stone family, and today they handed over a check from their late mother's estate. Alyssa Lyons was there.
A laugh that's worth $75,000. That's how much the Wrecking Crew of North Augusta received earlier this morning from the Stone family.
Oh my. Oh, thank you so much. That's Scott in his younger days. He loved baseball, country music, and bowling.
But no number can express just how rich Scott Stone's life was.
He loved bowling the most.
Scott passed away last May.
None of us knew how much would be left in the estate after he had passed away, but it was a good little bit.
His smile and his joy lives on in pictures.
But there he said, "See, strike."
A perfect snapshot of a life well lived.
Scott was very quiet, But at the same time, he meant business when he came into bowling. He was very serious about his bowling.
Now he'll give others a chance to feel the same.
This will take the 16 programs that we already have and make them grow even more so we can get more individuals to participate and make them sustainable for future generations.
It's going to help make a lot of smiles on a lot of people's faces around here, or at least I hope it does.
In North Augusta, Alyssa Lyons on your side.
A very generous check there. The $75,000 donation is the largest private donation the Wrecking Crew has ever received. While the money will go to the programs already in-house, the Wrecking Crew does have some really big major things in the works, including a Miracle League Field of Dreams in North Augusta. They hope to start construction this spring. One man putting the spotlight on local restaurants and sharing his meals with thousands. After the break, meet the guy behind 6 Bites In.
And we are bringing back warmer weather this week, but also the chance for some rain. We'll have a look at that full forecast just after the break.
Time and temp, brought to you by Jamie.
Those storm chances as we close out the week.
Yeah, that temperatures, those are hard to believe right there, Riley. Thanks so much. You know, what started as taking pictures at restaurants for Google reviews has grown into an Instagram account with thousands of followers. Will Volk had lunch with the man behind 6 Bites In to see how he helps put local restaurants on the map.
Hello. Lunchtime for Scott Russell at Sports Center, where Sandy Watkins is cooking up some burgers.
He's been running in and out for a while.
For restaurant owners like Watkins, Russell is a familiar face.
People want to support local. They just need to know where to go. So that's what I do. Oh, yeah.
I had lunch with him to see how he shares his experience.
All right. Make sure you got a clean lens, people. You don't want no blurry photos.
You've got your typical pre-meal pick, but Russell takes it a step further.
He's got a big bite.
Here we go. You get in there and you just get all up.
He takes the biggest bite possible.
Oh, yeah.
And he gets someone, usually his girlfriend, to take a picture.
The lettuce dripping, the grease coming down, that's how you know it's good.
Thousands of people follow on social media to see his latest bites.
It's the face, it's the gigantic bite. It's me not caring about having embarrassing pictures.
Watkins appreciates what Russell does for restaurants like hers.
You know, I'm old, so I'm not real social media savvy. But I just thought it was really cool.
Everything's so good. I think people can just tell how much fun I have doing it.
Now, before we finish our food, I've got to ask, how do you take a pic like he does? Take the biggest bite possible and hold that pose. Feeling cute, Will Volk, on your side.
I don't think either one of those guys are going to take 6 full bites to finish those burgers. Those are big bites they took. Russell also takes a picture after he's done with the meal. He says that proves he ate the food and it was good. If you're interested in following him, we have a link to his account on our website, wrdw.com. It is a new year, but the same winning mentality for the Grovetown boys basketball team. We're going to hear from the Warriors, who are riding an 8-game winning streak. All ahead tonight in sports.
We'll deal with all the paperwork and the insurance company, so you don't have to. And remember, you pay nothing until we win for you.
On your sideline, sports brought to you by the Hawk Law Group.
The Grovetown boys basketball team is about 2 years removed from winning the Class 6A state championship. If they keep playing the way they're playing right now, they might have a shot to get back to Macon this year. The Warriors are getting off to a hot start, and they are on fire right now, winning 9 of 10, riding an 8-game winning streak, and are currently unbeaten in region play. Between Alabama commit Darion Reed transferring, multiple seniors who are part of that state championship winning team graduating, and a couple of transfers coming in, these Warriors look a lot different than they have in recent years. They're young, hungry, and ready to step up to continue the Warriors' winning ways.
Since we have young guys, they're like willing to listen and adapt to like the older guys and help them out in any way possible to help us get farther in the region. I think that's what's made us successful so far.
When the ball's on the ground, we go for it. So we really are a hard hustling team, to be honest, and we keep pushing ourselves to keep doing that. We're going to play on March 9th.
In case you're wondering, March 9th is the date of the Class 6A state championship game in Macon. Before they get there, Grovetown will continue region play tomorrow against Evans. The Latin America Amateur Championship went down to the wire this weekend, but when it was all said and done, Mexico's Santiago de la Fuente stood alone atop the leaderboard, winning by 2 strokes after going 6 under in the final round. This means the 22-year-old has earned invitations to the 88th Masters Tournament, the Open, and the U.S. Open. To help build excitement for the upcoming baseball season, the Atlanta Braves are hosting 2024 Braves Fest. This Saturday at 10 a.m., fans of all ages will have the chance to enjoy a day full of events at Truist Park and the Battery in Atlanta. Everything from player signings to instructional clinics, live musics, and even a kids' home run derby. Braves Fest is a free event, but you will need tickets to be able to enter the ballpark.
It'll be good to have baseball back. Dan, thanks a lot. Tomorrow, Congressman Rick Allen is visiting A.R. Johnson. It is National School Choice Week. If you didn't know, school choice means giving parents access to various K-12 education options for their kids. That includes traditional schools, public charter schools, magnet schools, and more. The South Carolina Department of Education accepting applications to help some families send their kids to private schools. It's called the Education Scholarship Trust Fund, or what you may know as the School Voucher Program. That's going to award scholarships worth $6,000 each to up to 5,000 students. To be eligible this first year, family income has to be limited to 200% of the federal poverty level, or about $62,000 for a family of 4. Families that make more will be eligible in future years.
There's so many instances that we can think of where it's really critical that we give parents the power that they need to get their child the education environment that they need.
But the program is facing a legal challenge from parents, the NAACP, and the South Carolina Education Association.
We just don't think it's right. I mean, we think it's a violation of the Constitution, and I think at some point you have to stand up for what you believe is right. Our Constitution is very clear that says you should not allocate our public tax dollars to private or religious schools.
The South Carolina Supreme Court will ultimately decide and hear arguments in the case early in March, just over a week before the program's application deadline, which comes up March 15th. So for parents in Aiken or Edgefield counties, these scholarships are available on a first-come, first-served basis for these eligible students. Riley?
Well, later this week, our morning low temperatures will be 45 degrees warmer than what they were this past weekend. So big changes in store this week. Now look at that 7-day forecast just after break.
All right, what do we got?
Looks like 64 yards to the pin. About 64 mile/hour winds.
Dude, there's no wind.
Hang my 64-degree wedge.
What's it with you and 64?
Are you 64?
.com!
Metz Plumbing has been your person is our middle name.
Hey, Brett, I think we need a jingle.
What'd you have in mind?
I don't know yet.
Well, if you're taking something, come knock on my door.
Come and knock on my door.
If you're 64.
Some breaking news at 6 o'clock. Bamberg County leaders unanimously approving that emergency declaration for the county. They also say FEMA will be in the area tomorrow to start their damage assessments. This comes days after the city declared an emergency on Thursday. Earlier this month, that EF2 tornado just really shredded parts of that small town, leaving widespread devastation. So, Riley, it says like the city and county are on the same page, and hopefully FEMA will come in with some help for a lot of people.
Hopefully so, Richard. They're definitely taking the proper steps forward, and it's going to take a little bit, but we know Bamberg definitely is strong, and they're going to rebuild there over the next several months. Luckily, the weather this week doesn't look severe. We are going to have the opportunity for some rain, and we're seeing the precursor to that rainfall with these high-level clouds starting to move in. But you can definitely tell that the days are getting longer. Actually, still a little bit of daylight here from our North Augusta cam, with our temperatures currently dropping into the 40s. Overnight lows will drop into the upper 30s. We'll eventually see the 50s again tomorrow afternoon, but much warmer weather as we head later into the week.
Our next live update comes at 7 o'clock over on 26 News. We'll either see you there or right back here at 11. Thanks for watching.
At the CBS Evening News, we focus on solutions, finding solutions to help people understand what are the right choices to make for you and your family.
Attention.